Hello and welcome to Everything To Guppy, the podcast where we talk about every single item, every single anime, every single everything in the Binding of Isaac. I'm William Hughes, and I'm joined, as always, by a guy who, he grows on you. Gary Butterfield.
Aw. Yeah, under your skin. I
Yeah.
really get under your skin.
Oh, we're doing Botfly. That's a Botfly joke. But let's move on. How you doing, Gary?
I'm doing great. Doing super good.
I'm getting messages from Olivia that my insurance is somehow fucked up. That's cool.
Oh. I thought you were... I'm sorry, buddy.
No, it's good. And I'm sharing it with you and the listeners.
Yeah, I thought you were maybe doing a bit and I got confused and I just, whole thing.
Gary,
you can straighten
no
it out.
bits
It's gonna
today.
be no bits? Okay.
No bit. It's a no comedy, no bit day from Will. It's
no bit.
Will and the no comedy, no bit day. Prepare to carry show, Butterfield.
Hey, my shoulders have never been broader. The doctor is worried.
Yeah.
These ever-growing super shoulders will be the death of us all.
Gary Burrowfield.
Ooh.
Burrow. Not like you're digging, like you're a burrow.
Yeah. No, I am La Donkey. I'm El Burrito Loco, as the
you're like
Mexican
a parfait.
restaurant in my hometown. I'm a lot like a parfait, you know?
Gary, I haven't watched the Shrek DVD you gave me yet. I'm waiting for the right moment. Probably I'm gonna. It's a horror themed Shrek DVD that Gary gave me for his birthday.
Scared Shreked.
Scared Shrekless, I believe.
Oh yeah, Scared Shrekless. Even though it does seem like it's scaring you Shrekful. Like you're getting thoroughly and consistently Shreked.
It'd be funny if Shrek was always just a little off screen in each of the little vignettes because
like,
you've been Shrekless.
Just his forehead or chin is off camera at a given point. Everything's off center. That's Shrek though. He's a little bit off center, a little bit off beat, a little bit irreverent.
Yeah, I think Shrek is very much a libertarian.
Shrek would have voted for Trump, right?
I think he would vote libertarian pretty much down the line because his entire issue is not my swamp, out of my swamp.
Well, I guess and Donald Trump wanted to drain the swamp, and Shrek was like, no,
see,
I live there. That. Yeah, leave my swamp alone.
Shrek is a no government type, not just small government, no government.
No government. Yeah, Donkey, monarchist. So,
okay, yeah. Well, I don't know. He fucked that big dragon.
Yeah,
but dragons hate monarchs.
Dragons just want their gold. I don't think they hate him. I think it's more of just like a parasitic relationship.
Well, isn't he just like an ultra capitalist?
They don't spend it or do anything. I guess that is an ultra capitalist. They just want it to keep score. We haven't talked about that.
Whether Donkey from Shrek would want to fuck Warren Buffett? I think so.
I think you would want to for the security, if anything. Like, even if he wouldn't marry you in an FMK situation, he would pay you hush money. Like, anybody fucking Warren Buffett gets you... Well, if you fuck Warren Buffett, you get nothing. That's a common mistake.
I'm the fifth richest man in the world, but I'm not too sharp.
Yeah, if you fuck him, you get nothing. He can't write a check. Like, you can I put my mark here? It's called a signature. And if I'm going to get paid, you have to spell it out, Duffet. But Buffett,
yeah. You wouldn't fuck Warren Buffett for free just for the story?
No. Well, yes, for a podcast. But if I had a different job, then no.
Gary got engaged this week so he could have some podcast stories.
I got engaged and I have to hurry up and get in my Buffett sucking before the wedding night, before it's technically cheating. Buffett ain't cheating. Buffett and stuff it.
There we go. Buffett and stuff it.
Buffett and stuff it. Gary Butterfield.
Bezos, bees nuts. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick my tongue so far up Warren Buffett's ass. I'm gonna give him a prostate orgasm with my tongue.
God, you ever notice how $1 billion makes a man so much sexier?
Dude, and specifically his taut bike messenger butthole that I would plunder if you were
talking
Warren
Bezos
Buffett.
Or Buffett here?
Oh, we're talking Buffett.
Okay.
Bezos's butthole would taste like cloves and like cigarette ashes. Like, I think their evil would destroy his sexitude.
Yeah, I think we're into the territory of brimstone there.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Of course, we're talking about brimstone this week. We're talking about Botfly, which is I think it's so funny that this item came out, and then there's also Sci-Fly, and it's just like, do you want a kind of like a good Like Botfly is real good. And then there's like perfect Botfly in sci-fi, you know?
Botfly is a orbital familiar, so it's rotating around you, and it's firing little shots that are lost contact shots that kill enemy projectiles.
And it does a really good job. It's not perfect, you know, but it does a really good job. That's it. It's a little robot
it's a
fly.
good defensive item. It's great for, you know, any of the bullet hell bosses. It's great for Hush. It's great for I have no idea if it's good against Delirium, given how much shit Delirium puts on the screen. But
it probably helps, but you can't just, you know, with Sci-Fly you can just kind of stop dodging. With Botfly, I think
it's been a year since I last fought Delirium. So little do I enjoy that fight.
It's a bad fight. It's a bad fight. Unlike my proposal, which was a good fight.
Gary, that's great. Quick aside though.
Yeah.
You know what I played this week?
Oh, what'd you play?
I played a little Bumbo. I played a little. I did play a lot of Fortnite.
It'd be funny if you transitioned to that. Tell me more. Yeah. I haven't touched Bumbo in a while. I put it on my Steam Deck, but I haven't played on there yet.
Dip in there, man. It's still like the basic idea. Like I still think the very basic like moving like match 4 gameplay is not great shakes, but the idea that you are building this tool set so that you can have infinite turns in a match 4 game, which is how you win at Bumbo, because every time the enemy gets to move, it sucks shit.
It's bad. Yeah. It's a high stakes, rigorous match 4 game.
Yeah, that shit is really interesting. Like building up like, I need a couple moves that let me move the board without using moves. The different enemy mechanics that like really force you to not rely on one strategy are really cool. Bumbo, it's slight, but it's still really good.
It's surprisingly good. If he had just kind of kept working, you know, on it, I know there's not that like as tall a ceiling as Isaac. Like I'm not expecting that, but I think you could do an expansion for Bumbo or refine some things. Like it has errors that are just glitches, like things that could just like bad code that could be fixed. I really like Bumbo. Like I have like a dumb amount of hours in Bumbo.
Yeah.
When that came out, I spent a lot of time playing it. It's very good. I will dip back into it. In fact, I might do it today. So thank you for influencing my day.
You're planning a legal status change?
Yes. For tax purposes, largely.
Yeah.
Getting married.
Liv got that good insurance?
She will.
Ooh.
She's changing jobs without doxing her too much. She just got a new job. So it's going to be great. Second time's a charm. I haven't made a bunch of rough chuckles about my divorce this weekend because it wasn't the venue.
No,
but they're coming, baby.
Gary doesn't get to wear white at this wedding.
Oh, I mean, I can wear a white shirt. I just can't wear white underwear or gloves.
Eggshell. You can wear eggshell, Gary. Eggshell, if you wear a white shirt, you will be called out as a. I don't use this word lightly.
Klansman? Oh, okay.
Sure, gotcha. Both. Oh, you don't want to mess with him. He's a Klansman whore.
I getting called out for sucking all kinds of Klansman cock. Like Buffett to Klansman, the Gary Butterfield story.
Yeah.
I have stories to tell you, and we are coming up on time because we are time crunch this day. So I'm going to save one for each episode. Okay, that is my bit.
I can't believe that we talked about basically eating Warren Buffett's ass without making a buffet joke.
Oh, there's not that much ass. It's a taut biker's ass.
That's so true.
Warren Buffett is my ass. Like if I got married to Warren Buffett and took his last name, that's a whole Warren Buffet down there.
People mourn the millions of people who died from COVID and do not mourn enough the thousands of buffets.
The 100%, which were dying beforehand.
Yeah.
And okay, one story.
Gary,
I'm
worried I have an empathy disorder.
I'm more worried about whatever's inside you that makes you miss buffets. Like I love getting diarrhea and eating like eating substandard food. You just buy more food.
Gary, there's no FOMO at the buffet.
Go to a Claim Jumpers where every portion will kill you dead.
Oh man, get the tri-tip at the Claim Jumpers with the horseradish sauce.
Yeah, just get horse, hold the radish. Go nuts.
Just get horse, hold the radish. You proud of that?
I'm okay with it. I'm proud of everything this week. I'm in a great mood, man. I'm very happy to be getting married.
Gary, narrate your life.
Okay, here's the first story. Story the first. The arcade in which we did this, themed a little bit like the Spaceship Arcade from I Think You Should Leave.
Okay.
Had one of two existing. I looked this up. pinball machines that were themed as Le Schwab tires. Le Schwab custom made 2 pinball machines for their thing. One of which has video of the team, is in the corporate office. This one used to belong to the Le Schwab guy, like John Le Schwab or whatever.
That's amazing.
I played the Le Schwab pinball. It was made by Data East, so it's not great.
Yeah.
It lights up too much, but it references a Le Schwab thing. I don't know if you knew this, but Le Schwab, their gimmick for a long time is when you got tires, you got to have some meat. Like they had a cooler, like similar to Bill the Butcher from fucking Gangs of New York. Like you'd help yourself to a couple of nice cuts of meat on your way out. There's a couple little steaks in this pinball machine that's all driving and tire themed that just say free meat that shake.
Huh. That's fucking me up pretty bad, Gary. And it's making it kind of hard to think about you getting married.
I thought it was a delightful story. I didn't mean to. I didn't think I'd depress you with the Le Schwab.
Gary, you have to remember that my body's not very nice. My body's not prepared for delight at this point. So it just immediately I'm a joy alchemist. Everything just transmutes to perplexing.
This was perplexing. Perplexing for me as well.
Was it? Did you get what was the conversation like, do you think?
When you bought tires and got some free meat?
Yeah. Was there a choice offered, or was it just, here's some beef? Here's some cow?
My guess is it's a promotion, similar to how like every once in a while a place will give away a free turkey around Thanksgiving now. And they just had a big freezer case and they gave you a Le Schwab steak.
Okay.
Is my guess. And it was just a matter of course. Like you went in for tires, you chose these tires because you wanted that steak, and you got the steak.
I guess what I'm thinking about right now is that bit in the movie Scrooged where it's Christmas and his dad brings home a giant piece of meat for him.
That is probably a lot what it's like.
Okay. Thank you for validating that.
It's the Le Schwab commercials featuring a signature cowboy who wear the beef. It's time for Le Schwab's promotional meat. Le Schwab brings back free beef for the Oregon Food Bank.
Oh, well, that's good.
That's good. That probably makes more sense than just getting it for tires.
You said, I know I'm out of sorts today because you said signature and I tried to bring it back to the Warren Duffett stuff and I just couldn't make the connection.
No, you're fine.
Hey, thanks, man. Was that the entirety of your story or did I derail completely?
No, you didn't derail. I just wanted to tell you about this weird pinball machine. A bunch of my stories are rare video games because I'm me.
Okay. Yeah, because, Gary Butterfield.
Yeah.
Text.
If you like this show.
Me. Mm-hmm.
By Menon. If you like this show, go to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv and
sorry,
support my love.
Your extend on that was good to me.
Thank you.
Patreon.com.
Support my love by putting money in the Patreon box that I can then use for wife supplies.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what kind of wife guy I'm going to become, and this will help me decide.
Annoying, I guess.
No, become, not be already.
Yeah.
And then also leave us a rating review on Apple Podcast or Podcast Addict.
I'm going to have to spend a lot of time recalibrating for Happy Gary.
For wife guy Gary? I've been secretly happy several times when we've recorded the last.
I know, man, and it comes through. Not that secret.
Well, not talking about it as much, I guess. But yeah, I will work on it because our friendship is more important than my happiness. And if it's distressing you, that's all I need to hear.
Gary,
that's
really
healthy, right?
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
Seems healthy.
Yeah. How about this review left on Podcast Addict by Chug Cluggins?
That's a good name.
It is. Finally a podcast for the rest of us. After WAF filtered out those who were just in it for the souls, Abject Suffering filtered those who were in it for the games, Guppy listeners are simply in it for the biting, nostril-searing scent of raw podcast fluid. Enjoy hours upon hours of fanciful dalliances from the relatively straightforward premise of the show. From the land of spells and into the land of spells and fairies. And that was a 1-star review. Loud cough. Hold on a minute. Gary, coughing, falling, pained groaning. Sometimes I let them dictate me actually performing the notes, and sometimes I can't be fucked.
Yeah. No, it's not the day for it. You can't be, unlike Warren Buffett.
Fuck that, Gary.
Yeah.
And that was a 1-star review. Hold on a minute, Gary.
the noise reduction is doing some really horrible thing to those cops.
Yeah. I mean,
sounded like
better
a
than
garage
the
goblin par excellence.
Yeah.
During that.
Please continue to fund Garage Goblin on Patreon.
.com. Hello and welcome to Everything to Guppy, the Binding of Isaac podcast that talks about every item, trinket, character, and boss in the Binding of Isaac series of video games. My name is Gary Butterfield, and with me as always is a man who is meat clever, Will Hughes.
Oh, hi there, Gary. I guess I would just like to raise the stakes.
Oh, well, I got a beef with that. I'm going to hit you with a...
Sir? Loin.
Here it is.
And then I pointed at my nuts.
Look out, it's a tri-tip.
What?
My sirloin is a tri-tip. I was joking about my Cerberus dick.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have definitely talked about that before.
Oh, I think it might have ended up on the cutting room floor, but it was a big thing in the early part of the show.
Yeah.
It makes peeing a real roulette kind of scenario.
Yeah, you never know. You never know which tube it's going to go through.
And I can kind of influence it, but I have to get there in time. It's a real trolley problem. I have to pull the little lever to shift the urine as it screams down the tracks like a crazy train.
Gary, once again, we run into the fact that you seem to think that the trolley problem is a train engineering problem.
Well, it's just all trolleys are problems to me. Yeah. The trolley problem is how do they work?
Yeah. It moves without horses. And it takes me to the land of make-believe.
Electricity is the trolley problem. Trolley solutions. Oh, man.
Gary, that's our new band name, Trolley Solution.
Trolley Solutions is great. Yeah. Of course, we're talking about Meat Cleaver.
Yeah. Gary, we got an unfortunately interesting set of items to talk about amidst your pending nuptials.
Yeah. Tomorrow is not as interesting. Or next item.
That is how I feel every single day when I wake up.
Yeah, tomorrow less interesting than today.
Yep.
No, this is very interesting. I will
Gary, I actually do need to sit with that idea for a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every day, because every day worse than the last cliche, probably an exaggeration because you have really bad days that throw the curve. Every day more boring than the last, much easier pill to swallow, much more plausible, I think.
There was a moment when my dad was dying of cancer when he said, I've come to terms with the fact that I'm going to feel worse every day for the rest of my life.
Incredible stuff.
Yeah. No, he was a fun guy. I come by it honest.
Can I segue that seamlessly into a quick ghost story?
Into anything. Yeah. I'm excited for this dismount.
One of the things I did during my weekend
Gary, I fucking love this dynamic today. I love you being super happy and me being pretty down.
I'm not talking to ain't nothing gonna break my stride. No, I feel
Gary,
for you, my friend.
don't veer into empathy. Tell me your story.
I don't have to veer into it. I always have it. I'm just very happy.
What's that like?
It's great. You should try it through empathy.
All I can think about is all those dead buffets.
Yeah. Listen, here's some Warren Buffett ass here's a single rose sticking out of his taut biker's butthole for you to enjoy, taking your teeth like Don Flamenco. So one of the things we did during this birthday engagement weekend was do the underground tour of Astoria, which was given by two wild old men who did my favorite thing that tour guides can do, which is be low key critical and passive aggressive about stuff.
Yeah.
The sub tour guide who just hated the Navy. These guys who Astoria is a real stupid town that they kept making out of wood and it burned down twice completely.
Yeah.
This is their
most
third
famous
try.
for being the town where they filmed Goonies.
Yes. It's the Goonies town, little tourist coastal town in Oregon. Very beautiful. I'm a big fan.
Good beaches, some pretty good fish and chips.
You said beaches and I said beef jizz.
Well, I'm the one who's meat clever.
Incredible beef gum at this place. You gotta try. They do it sauteed or blackened. You gotta try it.
We eat cow meat. Why don't we eat more cow jizz?
It's basically meat. It's like an egg. It's like a cow egg. So we did this underground tour of this thing. And he kept criticizing the construction of under the street, which was fascinating and funny. Like, he's like, look at this crappy rod. Look at this, like, this piece of rebar. This isn't going to last. I wish they had done this better. As like, while we're under the street with, cars above us.
This is right under my house and I live in fear.
It's very much so. They have an Airbnb, and he kept advertising an Airbnb under it that they kept. Okay. Which is real, like a weird combination. And we learned about a guy named like Jimmy the Cat or something, which was a dude who lived under there who shined shoes and dispatched taxis in an underground room. And we went into his room under the street.
I quickly understood what you meant, but for a second, I thought you meant he was like executing taxis. Like, I have dispatched 5 taxis today.
My name is Jimmy the Cat. You gave my father a ride, prepare to die.
Jimmy the Cat versus Johnny Cab.
We learned about the Seaside Boys, which is a gang that went all these tunnels connected to businesses' basements, and they would creep in at night, like similar to Quest in Fallout 4, where you go underground and go through brick walls and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Seaside
I do
Boys.
recall that. Yeah, and then Hancock shows up, and then he kills all those people, and then you get Hancock as a companion.
We did get Hancock for the rest of the thing. He's part of our throuple.
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting. You have a charming pansexual ghoul on your side.
Yes, what a charming pansexual ghoul. It sounds like you're making fun of Morrissey or something. Like,
yeah, I said charming.
That charming pansexual ghoul. It's a profound insult. But yeah, it was.
No one has called Morrissey charming in ever.
Not a long time.
Yeah.
Underground, there's just piles of junk. Like a music store had collapsed during one of these things. So there's this huge pile of rusted trombones. Like huge, like more rusted trombones, and not the sex act. The trombone.
I was about to say, did you run into a donkey doing some punches, or a blumpkin?
A whole lot of filthy men with an ethnic name. No.
Hello, I'm the Blumpkin. Welcome to my lair.
Hey, Blumpkin. Hey, Blumpy.
Greetings.
Do you know a wizard?
Like some
skeleton
paella?
wizard? Oh, where does it come from?
Ask me no questions. I'll tell you no paella lies.
All right.
I'm legally distinct from a Grodmus Wizard King. I don't go quite as screechy.
It's
I'm
true.
a little wistful.
A little bit. You're kind of like a satyr, Grommus.
It's possible that the person voicing me is too depressed to get up to the registers of a Grodmus.
No, I understand that. Hey, give me a slice of paella.
I don't. Does it come in slices? I haven't actually ever had paella.
Oh, you've never tried the paella?
I've never tried. I'm a paella provider, not a paella receiver.
That's very generous of you.
I'm a paella top.
Yeah, you're a paella. What a coincidence. I'm a paella bottom. I had to ask you, though, are you sure this
handsome ghoul you've got there.
Hey, how's it going?
I've been watching you from across the Blumpkin pit. We think you have a really interesting vibe.
Do you want to listen? I got Warren Buffett with me. You want to go see how smooth his skin is?
Gary, you've actually ruined the illusion because Hancock just talks like a dude.
He's got a little bit of a scratchy voice.
A little bit, but he's not full fucking smooth.
He's not full ghoul. Well, the illusion we crafted got shattered. Sorry.
The illusion of Gaia is the worst quintet game. Gary, did you have more you wanted to say about the Blumpkin pit?
No, I'm good. Okay. I'm Blumpkined out. We should talk about Meat Cleaver a little bit.
Yeah, it's great. It's interesting.
It's really interesting. It's in terms of efficaciousness, but it's wonderful. Like, it's really interesting. It's a Meat Cleaver. It's an active item, 2-room treasure room, and it cuts enemies in half. Every enemy can be a little tiny version of it with around 40% of its health. So you get 20%, in exchange for doing 20% damage to every enemy on the screen, you have twice as many enemies, so dodging is twice as hard.
Yeah, to be clear, this literally splits every enemy in the room into 2 small versions of itself with significantly less health.
Yes. That's crazy and weird. I love it. And
it has all these fun edge cases. Like, all these, like, weird, like, specific mechanical things it can do.
Yeah, like Loki will turn into Lokai. You know, the double Loki, the Loki that's already cut in half.
Yeah. Any of like the segmented bosses will just like break down in their into their little segments and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Even just being able to use it on the boss is really cool. Doing it on the horny boys will turn them into Loki and Hornfell respectively.
Yeah.
You know? And you can do, if you want to play as Jacob and Esau, or not Jacob and Esau, Tainted Jacob and Esau. This is the trick. Because the way that works, where like he comes and stalks you, the ghost, if you cut it in half, the explosion when it dies will be small enough that it won't kill you.
Oh, neat.
So you can actually, if you get this in the first room with Tainted Jacob and Esau, you can make it into just a normal run by doing a little chore at the beginning of every room, every floor.
Yeah.
Which, that's contrary to the spirit, but that character is interesting but irritating to play, I think.
I've never actually, I've not unlocked that one. I'm not very good with Jacob and Esau.
They're hard. And Tainted Jacob and Esau are harder. So, or hard in a different way, but
yeah. I think the point here is that this item is a strong concept that has been robustly explored. It is not super efficacious, but it is like, okay, we have this item that will cut enemies in half. What's everything we can do with this that would make sense within the context of the game?
It's what Repentance does best.
Yes.
Is that exact thing you said? Yeah, that's why I love it so much.
Gary, if people enjoy this show as opposed to another show, I bet you, hey listener, by the way, from what I was seeing in Cole's replies, a lot of people are coming on their own tummies while laying down. Cummies on tummies for days, man.
Cummies on tummies. Gummy guts are supreme in this world. And I had a really good feeling about that. I thought I was right about that. Yeah. I try to stay self-aware about stuff that's like my own little shitty idiosyncrasy, you know? Yeah. But I was like, this is probably how most people masturbate. Sitting up is hard. And yeah, I do feel like that's probably true.
I think I am without talking really about it, I have a fairly strong aversion to the mess of all that. So
sure. Weird.
I don't like the idea of it being on my. I don't like the idea of having a cummy tummy.
Yeah, gummy guts. Yeah,
I get very actually genuinely anxious during times with other people about where it's going to go.
That's tough stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's how, like, your brain gets scrambled when you're horny for at least for me, where I don't care about that, but ordinarily I care very much where my fluids go. But like in sex mode, I turn into big red. Like it's just, let it go.
See, Gary, and that's why my anxiety disorder is more powerful than yours.
It's different. There are things that I'm anxious about that you think are stupid that I'm anxious about them. Like
it
may
I
be
tell
more
you
powerful
every time.
But it may be more powerful. Yes. It's also, I want to make sure that we're spending some time on how it's different. Cause I think that's important.
Let's camp out.
Let's camp out. Patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv. Support my love. Also leave us a rating review on Apple Podcast or Podcast Addict.
Gary, I feel bad about this one, but I'm going to do it because it's short.
Okay.
5-star review. You'll never forget about me, and that's a promise. 1 star. And that was from Hideo Kojima.
Oh. Dang. At least he gave me 5 stars.
Yeah.
As long as it was 5 stars, he can do whatever he likes. Take my teeth as a trophy, kill my tits. Like whatever he wants.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Death Stranding when?
I'm in a good mood.
I know.
I'm hopped up or goofed up or something. That's the time to ask Gary for things.
Yeah, this is the fucking opening scene of The Godfather.
Yep.
Except I'm asking you to do a Death Stranding WAP on this, the day several days after your engagement.
Today, on this very special day, you ask me this. Let me eat a whole box full of Kleenex so I can talk like Marlon Brando, and then we can I guess put it in my mouth. You don't have to eat the Kleenex to sound like Marlon Brando. Good night.
Good night. Hello and welcome to Everything To Guppy, the podcast where we talk about every single item, every single enemy, everything in the Binding of Isaac. I'm William Hughes, and I'm joined, as always, by a real Bezos type, Gary Butterfield. You got that evil charm.
I am Bezos's type.
He does seem like the least charming of the billionaires.
Very much so. Like
Musk could fucking like love bomb you for like a minute, and it seems like you might be bowled over by it for a minute.
Well, and Musk's whole illusion is based on him being smart.
Yeah.
So if you have no self-confidence and no discernment, you might be like, oh, this person is smarter than me. Like someone told me they're smarter than me. I believe it, and then you would think like, yeah, Bezos doesn't even go in for that kind of shit. He's not even trying to be likable at all.
He looks like a bald, charmless Harry Shearer.
Yeah. Agreed.
And boy, it was so nice when that woman divorced him. But then he just got a younger one because he's a billionaire.
It's gross.
Unless their love is good and pure, Gary. Gary is a believer in love. How are you feeling about the Bezos marriage?
I would like it to fail. I love love when I do it.
Yes.
Do as I say, not as I do, Bezos.
Did you when you proposed to Liv, did you reference Bezos?
I did do it. I had an Amazon delivery driver do it for me.
Oh, so that's very smart and very
I put the
efficient.
ring in a bottle of pee that he had made on his route.
I made this.
I said, "Fish it out, baby. We're wedlocked."
Yeah.
Time to go. Okay, are you ready for my final story from that weekend?
Gary,
it's the biggest one, but I think this is the quickest item, personally.
Gary, let's dispense with the item very quickly first.
Okay. Secret room, passive item, evil charm.
Haven't said what it have evil charm. There we go.
Yep. It says look up and you feel
protected.
And feel protected, kind of vague. You know what that means. This is a good item that doesn't seem like it's good, but it's it's not hard to get excited about.
It's one of the most minimal cosmetics I've ever seen in this game.
Yeah, you get a little tiny choker. Malice comes and takes you over. +2 luck, and you get immune to status effects. You might be thinking, Isaac doesn't get a whole lot of status effects, and you'd be right.
But they did add a bunch. They did add several of them into Repentance. This, for instance, makes fighting the beast and the whole path to the beast quite a bit easier.
Yes. The little static stuff from Dogma's projectiles won't affect you anymore. Poison and toxic gas, like the floors where you stand in that, you get hurt eventually. That doesn't affect you anymore.
The beast fight puts a lot of that stuff on the screen with the ultra synths, or the ultra harbingers too. So
yep. So you're immune to that. That's good. And 2 luck is not nothing.
It's not,
and it's a secret room item. Yeah, it's not taking up an opportunity cost of a boss or devil room or item or item.
Yes.
Yeah. Got a little excited there.
Yeah, no, I mean, you were just thinking about this next story.
Liv and I went to the best rated restaurant in Astoria, which is a Bosnian restaurant.
Interesting.
We went in and we should have known something was wrong because it took a long time for us to be greeted and somebody was haggling with their check when we came in. This Bosnian restaurant was, I waited longer for food than I've ever waited in my life. So much so that it became comical, and that's not the story. So don't just think, waiting a long time.
No, Gary, so far I'm at like a 6 and I'm ready to be at a 10 on this story.
Yeah, it gets good.
I already have a lot of interrupty questions I could ask about the haggling, but I'm sensing that the kill is coming.
The killing's coming, and I didn't pay attention to the haggling. Liv pointed that out to me after we left, and was like, "We should have known." And I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't notice that."
Yeah, that man was bartering. I'm trying to stay away from Bosnian stereotypes or Eastern European stereotypes.
I don't know any Bosnian stereotypes to do that, but yeah, it's me too. But this is
Gary doesn't even know enough to be racist.
That's the Gary Butterfield story. Ignorance is virtue. There's a button on this that plays into that. Okay. So the waiter, 75, 80-year-old guy, real slow. When you say thank you when he does things, he responds with okay, which that's weird, right? And it's like, maybe there's a cultural
possible he's
thing.
a Frankenstein.
He had such Frankenstein vibes, but an old Frankenstein, No Country for Old Frankensteins.
No Country for Old Frankenstein.
If Frankenstein, you still aged. If your dead body part's still aged.
Brover down, looking forward to that No Country for Old Frankensteins poster.
The menu was full of confusing prose about Bosnia.
Ants.
This menu was full of ants and ant dishes. So it was all like, Bosnia, this town is very unlucky.
Gary, would you say that menu was Modric?
Oh, very good.
Thanks,
well
man.
done.
It felt worth interrupting the story for the seventh time.
Just full of pros about Bosnia, but we thought we'd get food. So we were like, they took our menu and stuff. While we were waiting, okay, but no music piped into this dining room that was obviously like a home living room converted.
Sure.
Music only came from the kitchen that vacillated between incredibly loud Bosnian music.
Okay.
Very loud Bosnian music being played on a cell phone speaker and long stretches of silence.
Gary, what's Bosnian music sound like?
I don't know. I can't really describe it. Vaguely Eastern European.
Okay.
Setting the scene in like a town, an ethnic town in New York. Like the beginning of Angela's Ashes, probably, right?
Okay.
I know that's Irish town, but in between all of this stuff, loud fighting and screaming between the waiter and the cook, and banging of pots and pans, and the loudest bang I've ever heard, which was apparently a basement vault door that they went into to get stuff. Yeah. So 90 minutes to 2 hours of just screaming and pots and pans, music going on and off. There are other customers here. We're all looking at each other. It's real weird. At one point, we overhear the lady who is the cook screaming that she's just going to go home. And the waiter being like, you can't do that. We can fix this. We can fix this.
Baby, we can fix this.
We can fix this. Frankenstein want fix. Fix good.
Frankenstein willing to go to couples therapy.
Yeah. Eventually we take our order and we're like sunk cost, at this point, like we're there and we're just like very, nervous, but we're navigating it, making jokes and stuff. It's very funny. We're so fucking hungry. We thought this would be over quick. Eventually food comes out again, 2 hours. It's delicious. Yeah. One of the best meals I've ever had. It's so goddamn good.
It's a fucking bummer.
Yep. It's, I can't recommend this restaurant, but very, very good. Button on it. So, the restaurant closed early while we were there because they couldn't handle any more customers. So it's just us listening to screams and like people screaming intermittently in English at each other.
Gary, do you feel like maybe this was like a theme restaurant around the bombing of Sarajevo?
Like Ed Bevelix or something like Ed Debevich.
Like this restaurant will take you through the entire experience of the 90s war in Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Check this out. As we were about to leave, a third person who we hadn't seen, this young girl came out and she's like, "Hey, sorry about all that." And I was like, "Who the fuck are you? Like, you haven't been a part of this cast of characters." And we were kind of making conversation and she's like, "Oh, that's just how it is with Nana. Sometimes she just invites you home, brings you into her bed, gives you her pillows. Sometimes it's like this. At least you got to experience a real Balkan blowout."
A lot of people died.
I know. It was a weird thing for her to say. She was from the Balkans. But yeah, apparently we flipped a coin. If things had gone differently, we would have been in her bed.
Yeah.
Does that sound like a restaurant to you? Does any part of that sound like something you want from a fucking restaurant?
Gary, if you're the kind of person who reads all the bits before the recipe on the recipe site, it sounds amazing.
Food
isn't just about ingredients on a plate, Gary. It's a journey and it's a culture.
It's about what my kids love to eat up every summer.
It's about 300 or so words of SEO generated text about your grandma.
Not Balkan, Bosnian. Sorry, you experienced an authentic Bosnian blowout, I think is what she said. So I now can add that to the belt.
That's not the Balkans, is it? I
it is in the Balkans. According to her.
Fuck me.
I don't know.
Everything to Guppy is not a geography podcast.
I don't know geography. I know where most of the states are, but that's about all I got.
I can't even remember the name of the bad guy from the Bosnia War. What was his name?
Dude, Milosevic?
Milosevic. Milosevic.
Slobodan. Yeah, Slobodan.
Yes, more like this slow service.
Yeah, slow service Bodan. Absolutely fucking incredible stuff. There are also details that I'm forgetting, I'm sure, because it's also fresh and because I got engaged after that. But it really incredible evening. Really fucking weird.
Fucking broken happy record.
As much as
is that an REM album?
What is that? Broken happy
record?
Yeah, I like that. As much as this would have been inappropriate for you to be there this weekend with the like engagement and stuff, I really wanted you there for that dining experience.
Oh man, it does sound. But see, here's the thing: I would have fucked up the vibe by being genuinely cranky because Will don't handle hungry good.
And you also would have made the sensible decision and probably been like, "Let's go," like, which I could have done at any time.
I don't know. I'm a pretty sunk cost kind of guy too.
It was very sunk cost.
I still do this show.
And it's the cost keeps going up.
Up.
And it was just not because I wanted bad things to happen to you, and you might have been cranky and stuff, but afterwards, like after you got some food in your belly,
oh for sure,
like we would have just giggled the entire way home. Like it's hard. I don't know if it's coming through in the story exactly how psychically damaging and weird.
No. This sounds completely. You have properly represented the level of madness on display.
It was incredible. It was one of the most Will things that's ever happened to me without you being there.
I'm so sorry that I couldn't, but if any two people are together and deeply uncomfortable, then they are in my name. Then I am also there.
That is it's the Debs quote that is attributed to Will. If there is somebody deeply uncomfortable, I am not free. We had to go to that restaurant. It sucked. It was really expensive. But we gotta go because I hit just on the chance that either that happens or we wake up in bed next to this Bosnian grandma.
Oh man, what a good!
We get a pillow.
What a good smash cut.
Just like, well, Warren Buffett's there as well. Don't worry, this one's on me. Dun 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 dun.
What was that song?
That was the Simpsons spinoff showcase.
Oh, okay,
ending theme.
I do whenever very much like a specific musical sting, and I wasn't sure what it was.
They might have taken it from something, but if people like the show, what should they do, Will?
They could go to patreon.com/DuckFeed.tv and contribute some money to the network. And then through Ronald Reagan's trickle-down economics, that will reach me.
Yes, indeed. You can also leave us a rating review on Apple Podcast or Podcast Addict.
It will also reach Gary, but Gary doesn't take money for this show, which I find intriguing.
It's you do the editing.
Sure.
That's the big part of it. Is you do the editing. You also spend more time coming up with bits and stuff. I'm very comfortable with my contribution to the show, but I don't edit. I just show up for an hour and have fun with my friend. It's work. Yeah. I'm proud of it, but I think that you deserve that more than I do.
So don't donate for this show if you don't want me to have money, which I think is a very valid moral position to take, given some of my stances.
But if you want, I guess the way that our pricing structure means you can't just give money to Will either, though.
Yeah, you got to adopt that maximum fun model where you can like pick which shows to support.
Not in a million years.
I know.
Do you think that the fragile egos on this network can handle that shit, dude?
Oh my God, Gary! Oh boy!
Like, what a brutal pitting friends against friends nightmare that would be.
Gary, the interior of my brain right now is, I don't know whether to describe it as like 5 seconds post orgasm or as just after the roller coaster goes down the hill. It's an amazing feeling right now imagining that.
Having a quantifiable way to compare like a Dennis Furia and a Jeremy Greer in a way that like one is explicitly more popular. And it's not this like vague fun, like the way that the show popularity goes on Duckfeed is very similar to the 40-ounce beer in a paper bag. Like we all know what's under there.
Yeah.
But it's we pretend. You
know
that
this show is a subsidized, like this is getting WAF subsidies basically.
100%. Like that's true. I love this show. I'm very proud of it. I love everybody who loves this show. Like I think the very dedicated fan base of the show is great. But it is getting WAF subsidies, and Bonfireside Chat subsidies.
I'm
like
trying to
the shows that make the
proud
bucks.
of Guppy.
You should be proud of Guppy. if you're not, it's very funny.
I'll think about it this week and get back to you. They can also
think
leave
about it a week where you're feeling better. Think about it next week and get back to me.
Gary, how about a review?
Please.
From Fiona. Oh, we've
Dang.
Fiona's been reposting this one repeatedly, but I'll read it again because I've already started.
And also, Fiona seems to be insisting. So
yeah, I come back to Isaac. Every time it comes up, I'm gonna read it more stridently.
Okay.
I come back to Isaac for a couple months every year, but getting back in is always rough. Any advice for the returning scrub? This is a 5-star review.
Thank you.
Gary, what's your advice? There's been a lot of talk about Isaac in the Slack lately. Can't say I care for it.
It's been difficult. Listen to the show from the beginning. It will help.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's people in the Slack, and I'm not trying to call anybody out, but they're like, I don't know what this item does. We have recorded 800 episodes.
Yeah. There's a lot of Isaac advice that snuck in there. Like just by volume, there'd have to be. So
now to be fair, one of those episodes they were asking about you weren't on, so maybe they skipped it because they don't like
that. Could definitely be the case. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Finally, we're saying who we're saying goodnight to.
Yes. Good night, Dan. Hello and welcome to Everything to Guppy, the Binding of Isaac podcast that talks about every trinket in the Binding of Isaac series of video games. My name is Gary Butterfield, and with me as always is a man who has lost his keys, Will Hughes.
Oh.
But if you have you have lost your keys. What the? Who's this?
It's Trinket Day.
Oh, it's Trinket. Hello, Trinket Day. Or Charlie Day's younger and more specific brother.
Gary, stop talking so I can cut in the song.
Okay.
Sunday, Monday,
Trinket.
Days, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Trinket.
Days, Thursday, Friday,
Trinket.
Days.
I'm not fully formed, but I'm kind of... It started as like a Hank Hill kind of thing, but it's definitely gotten more Tom Brokaw.
Yeah, it's there's a lot going on in your voice, man.
Perhaps the same could be said of all voices, Gary, even those
you
of
wiggling?
the people of Bosnia.
Oh, you got it felt like you might got a little wiggly there for a second.
I don't think that I'm wiggling. I think that I'm speaking very deliberately. I'm enunciating with no wiggle in my voice. Did it get New Zealand for a second?
Well, there it did. Was Wiggle Will always just your enunciation voice?
Yeah, Gary, that's what it sounds like. Anytime I'm talking, Gary, do you not know that anytime I'm talking in a meeting at work, that's what it sounds like? Because I'm trying to be very clear.
Wavy Club.
Here is my pitch for a God of War listicle.
Here's 20 God of War clones. Cha-ching.
God,
give me some credit, baby.
Your lips to Warren Buffett's asshole.
If I can ever take them off of there.
Oh my God, because
the slot machine's paying out.
Yeah.
The cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. It's like Scrooge McDuck's asshole, which has got to taste like wealth, right?
Well, I mean, Gary, let's start with the fact that it's a cloaca.
Okay, thank you. Well, they got human qualities. Do you think because Howard the Duck doesn't have cloaca? Like he's canonically got a dick.
He's got a dick. Okay. Well, ducks have dicks.
Okay.
Like famously, they have like awful.
Yeah, they have the
dicks.
weird dicks, but they have a dick and a cloaca. So they don't pee out of their dick?
I think they pee out of their dick.
Hold up.
No, they can't. No, they make urea. They make.
Oh. Because I would think that I always thought a cloaca was defined kind of by being this like
it's
magical super asshole that like did it all.
Yeah, I don't think the ducks.
Do we need to go to the zoo?
Gary, we got to go back to the fucking zoo.
We got to go to the zoo. We got to flip up the hood, see what's going on down there.
Or just a duck pond.
Yeah, I guess we don't have to go to the zoo for a duck. I know a pond that has several ducks in it right now.
Gary, if you don't stop fucking bragging this week, I'm leaving the show. I'm getting engaged. I played the
I'm a
meat
duck
machine.
knower. Yeah.
I have proximity to waterfowl.
I know ducks. Mallard.
Rick
Um,
Mallard.
Ooh,
That's the
Duckfeed.
real name of Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
Let's get Gary, let's get dangerous.
Let's get dangerous. When you're in trouble, you call DW.
Gary, did you I feel like Darkwing Duck is era inappropriate for you. Were you in the
No,
wheelhouse?
I like Darkwing Duck. Yeah.
Okay.
I watched Darkwing. I watched Darkwing Duck and I watched Rescue Rangers. And DuckTales a little bit, but my favorite were Rescue Rangers and Darkwing Duck. So
Yeah.
Tailspin can die in a fire. I think Tailspin fucking sucks.
Oh, Gary, no, the premise is so good and weird.
The premise is well, I mean, so now as an adult, I appreciate how weird it is.
Yeah.
But watching it, it's just like, shitty
this is
Castle.
not
It's not good now.
Yeah,
you
this
know?
is not new
So-
material to dive into, but the fact that Tailspin is someone was like, we have this Baloo character. What would be fun to do with him?
He's gotten around. He was in the Sherwood Forest. He was a jungle. He raised a boy.
Gary,
What's next for him?
My facial expression right now is unhappy. At your implication that Little John from the Robin Hood cartoon are you saying they painted Baloo?
They're obviously the same character, dude.
Baloo?
Are you? My expression is unhappy. Are you?
I
pulling
did
my
it!
leg? Of
Everybody,
course they're
I
the
did
same
it!
character.
I broke through the barrier.
Of course they're the same character. Are you fucking with me?
Why? Because they're
Do you
both
not think-
bears? They're different colors.
They're the same bear. It's the same design. Like
It's-
I thought it was an
There's
implication.
only
like
one
it was
design
like
for bear.
I thought it was like it was Disney doing a thing where he's like an actor and he played Baloo and then he played Little John in another thing. I thought it was like what Disney was on some shit about that.
They're different colors.
I don't care. Color doesn't matter.
Okay, that's very egalitarian. Now, admittedly,
They're the
there
same
is like
voice.
Are they?
Bare necessities. Hey, Robin. Hey, they've got the same voice. It's like the same character.
I don't think that's true.
I think it is. I really do.
So Phil Harris was the original voice of Baloo the bear. Now let's bring up Disney Robin Hood.
Well, they could have a different voice actor and have it be the same voice.
No.
They made those movies really long apart.
Not that long
Like really
apart,
far
actually.
apart.
They're from the same kind of downer era of.
Upper era. The best era of Disney.
People aren't wild about it. Gary,
I know, they're idiots.
I'm about to look at the Wikipedia page for the Robin Hood, the Disney Robin Hood.
Yep.
If it is the same voice actor for Little John, I will concede the point. Okay.
Or if he's doing an impression of that other guy.
Yeah. They came out 6 years apart.
Not gonna happen in 6
Aristocats
years.
came out between them.
Now that one I think is not that great.
Fuck, I am.
Okay.
I am seeing. I'm scrolling down the
Yeah.
Wikipedia page, and I am seeing that the actor who played Baloo is second billed. That's not
Yeah.
good. That's not good.
It's
That's not. Fuck. Phil Harris
Yeah,
is Little John Robbins.
of course it's the same guy. It was obvious that it was the same guy. And
Damn it.
everybody other than you in the world knew it this whole time.
Motherfucker, I have to.
Hughes, you're alone in the world again.
I'm in a loving relationship with a wonderful woman.
I know. Also a purple haired Olivia.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Gary,
It's
I
the
can
duck
see
feed promise. We got to get one for Cole.
Gary, I would like to formally concede the point that Little John in the Robin Hood movie is clearly being played by Baloo the bear, who has been dyed brown and is an actor within the universe of the movie playing the character.
Thank you. And then he later went on to run a shitty UPS.
Yeah, but in like 1930s America.
Travels through time. God, I hate Disney. I do like Darkwing Duck. Even though that is my least favorite of the Capcom platformer, Disney platformers of that era.
I mean, but that's a very, very, very high set
It's a
of
tight
picks.
field. Yeah. It's still a good game. It's just not as good as Rescue Rangers or Dark. And I don't think Rescue Rangers is nearly as good as DuckTales.
Rescue
DuckTales is like
Rangers only
A+
really
to me.
shines in co-op, I think.
Yeah. Very fun in co-op. A little bit bland single player.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh. This is an interesting trinket. We've been doing some mids on the trinket tip. This one is interesting because it's a pretty mixed bag. It's like a reference to No, which is one of my favorite trinkets. This is that for pickups, basically.
Yeah, I obviously have never had this because you have to beat Isaac, Blue Baby, Satan, and the Lamb as Tainted Eden. Tainted Eden's one of the best. No, Tainted Eden is hard as hell. Okay.
Yeah,
I get
really
Eden
hard.
Eden confused sometimes.
Yes. Tainted Eve is awesome. Tainted Eden is really weird, and it's too much randomness.
Gary, I did just remember we were supposed to switch over to doing Tainted Character Sundays this week.
Oh, well, next week.
Oopsie dongles.
Or the week after. Who gives a shit? Two dongles. Let's Cerberus dig it up. So what this does is it replaces what it makes a guess as what are not useful pickups. We talk about how coins lose their efficacy.
Yeah.
If you have this, chapter 4 and beyond, coins and keys give you a different pickup.
Yeah. So basically at the point where shops and treasure rooms stop showing up.
Yes. Now keys are still useful. So this is not, there's still going to be golden chests. There's still going to be, libraries. There's still going to be the chest.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a risk to pick this bad boy up.
Although keep in mind, remember, you can always just fucking drop a trinket.
That's true. But you have to drop it before the pickup spawns.
Sure.
If you want the individual one, you just have to be like, okay, I'm done. But it gives you a really good chance of getting bombs, hearts, and pills and cards, which are way more useful in the late game.
Yes. This is a really neat idea.
I like it a lot. You can't have it with No. No, just as a reminder, we did that a while back. That makes us you don't find active items. So you pick that up if you have an active item you like, and then you just get passive items, and it makes the rest of your rung a lot stronger. No is really good. This is a less good version of it, but it's cool that there is something else that plays in that space.
Do you say you can't have this with No? Why can't you have this with No?
Because No is a trinket. I mean, I guess you can with a double trinket.
Gary, gulp, double trinkets. There's lots of ways to combine trinkets.
There are lots of ways to combine trinkets. You're right. You can have them both.
Gary, you sounded like me trying to drop some Baloo science.
I did. It was a classic Will Baloo.
That's gonna fucking
situation.
Sit with me all day, and it's gonna really. I was feeling great before we started recording. Now I'm gonna feel bad.
I could tell you were in a mood. You were.
Yeah.
So something that I think about this is I think this is true. This is a genuine thing I believe. I am an opinionated person, but I stand corrected pretty easily. There are a lot of things I don't know. So if you were like, yeah, Sarajevo's in the Middle East, I'd be like, yeah, it is. I trust people and not myself to be smart. This Baloo thing, I was never been more sure about anything in my life.
Yeah.
I really felt like I knew that. So maybe I just, I should have more confidence in myself. Maybe that's the lesson.
I think, Gary, that is the lesson. That's the takeaway here. We've learned a lot today.
Yeah. We have learned a lot today. If people like the show, what should they do?
Gary, they can go to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv and donate some money to the network in a loose, unranked sort of way.
Yes. No one will know. There's a brown paper bag. We cannot rank the hosts.
I mean, you could absolutely make a Twitter poll and rank all the hosts, or go on Slack. I think Slack has poll.
How mean would that be? Like, there's a cruelty to that I cannot stomach.
Yeah, Gary.
Really struggle with that idea.
Yeah.
And then also when I was in Astoria, we went to a magic shop, and a guy really, really hard soul encouraged me to get into magic.
Yeah,
literally
by the
his
way,
opening,
Gary, I was out
his
of
opening
town.
sentence was, "Hey, do you do magic?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Why the hell not?" So
I do wonder if he gives that hard sell to everybody, or if he was.
He
just
didn't give the hard sell to
you.
anyone else who had come in before or after. So I just had to look, man. He knew.
You've got the Innsmouth look, but for pulling a rabbit out of a hat.
I would think that would have the Innsmouth look for a podcaster. I've always thought, like, you look at this guy and you're like, that guy's a fucking podcaster. But it's a similar look.
I was about to say,
especially now that I have the Van Dyke
diagram. Is
like I got look libertarian as shit. I look like I'm totally a magician. It's fucked up.
Yeah,
I grow that beard back.
You've gone full Shrek core.
I have gone Shrek car. I need to get scared Shrekless.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/DuckFeedTV. You can also leave us a rating review on Apple Podcast or Podcast Addict.
Like this one left by Mosey on Podcast Addict. I started playing this game because Elden Ring ruined 3D games for me, and I was feeling me some duck maxing. Now Isaac has ruined 2D games. I'm 400 episodes into this, and it's almost ruining podcasts for me. My cat started sitting next to the screen and following little baby Isaac as he darts from room to room. He barely hangs out with me outside of playing Isaac. Has my relationship with my cat been ruined as well? If I listen to File Underwater, will it ruin music for me? Why is Ruin good? That's a 5-star review.
Thank you very much.
That was a really good review. You
Yeah, it was
worked a lot
very
harder on your review than some of the other reviewers did this week.
Let's rank the reviews we got this week.
Oh, Hideo Kojima was the best one.
Okay.
Then this one.
Yeah.
Then Clug Chuggins. I like the Clug Chuggins one, but
Yep.
And then
it's a crowded market.
Yeah,
It was the Darkwing Duck of reviews this week.
It absolutely well, the Fiona one was the fucking
I guess that's
repeat.
true.
Fucking I can't.
Well, that was like the Little Mermaid game one, which is not bad.
The Little Mermaid
is
game is
barely a
really
game.
interesting. Like they were so interested in like projectiles, right?
Yep.
Like a fucking like full length 2D platformer that's basically Bubble Bobble is such a good fucking idea.
Yeah. I play the shit out of the Little Mermaid Nintendo game. I think it's good. The issue is there's no challenge to it whatsoever. It's like an early Kirby game. Like it basically wins itself.
I will definitely say Tailspin is the worst of those games. I don't think it's a very good side-scrolling shooter.
If they had made a Gummy Bears game, I would have been very interested in it, especially if it was a role-playing game. Because for some reason, Gummy Bears were hanging out in a fantasy forest.
Gary, we can they're bouncing here and there and everywhere. I think the only Capcom. Tell me if I'm lying. I think the only Capcom made RPG I ever played was Mega Man X Command Force or whatever.
I can't tell you if you're lying. That's the only one you've played. I don't think it's the only game RPG Capcom made though.
Like a turn-based RPG. I'm trying to think.
I know
it's late in the episode for this dumb of a digression, but
I think they've ended up on Crontendo. A dumb digression and us searching things.
Yeah.
Online.
Gary, you were giving me shit the other day because Abject Suffering has this whole thing where we Google stuff.
Yeah. We love to Google.
I'm just trying to be more like your favorite son, Daddy.
Oh.
I'm just trying to be... Gary, every day, all I'm trying to do is fill a coal-shaped hole in your heart.
A hole-shaped coal.
That's my favorite Stone Temple Pilots lyric.
I wore my Stone Temple Pilots shirt that Andrew the Law Dog got me for my birthday as a joke.
Nice!
I wore it to practice, and it's very comfortable. It has a weird smell, and I felt self-conscious because I was not afraid of someone seeing me in the Stone Temple Pilots shirt. I was afraid someone would walk up to me and be like, yo, dude, Stone Temple Pilots. And I had to be like, oh, no. I'm wearing this as a goof. Yeah. I don't actually like this.
This is ironic. Oh, by the way,
this is not
Gary,
good enough for me. It's good enough for you. Not good enough for me.
Gary, I figured out, I finished Venture Brothers, and I figured out the reason you don't like the later seasons is they do have that scene where they blow some smoke up Dave Grohl's ass.
That is probably 100% it. That is gross.
I haven't listened to those later seasons of Orb yet. Do you bitch about that?
I do bitch about that.
Yeah,
but it's hard to bitch about it because Cole likes Dave Grohl. So I had to be nice, even though I think he's a fucking joke and I love to make fun of him. Yeah, he's a Foo man. He loves the Foo Fighters.
So I have my ranking of all the hosts, but I'm also slowly creating my web of alliances so I can slowly encircle Gary for destruction.
Will, Capcom made Breath of Fire.
Fuck!
God damn it.
God damn it. Show over.
I knew there was one.
Fuck.
I was looking for an old Nintendo one, though. I'm like, oh, they probably did a Journey to the West.
There's like 9 of those. Fuck me.
Whoops.
Dumb shit. What an episode for dumb shit Hughes.
No, you're lovely.
Fuck off. Like the Baloo thing, you know this? Fucking Baloo of the Fire. God damn.
Listen, you win some and you lose some, man. You got to bounce
I'm sorry
back.
if this episode is late. I got to go sit in a dumpster with my family.
I'm going to go take a bath and leave the garbage in.